Today I'm here at the Forest of Arden bringing you a video on the difference between an iron and a driver swing. Basically any golf swing we would make, or any changes we make to your golf swing, we would want that to apply to the driver. Now there's only subtle differences between the driver swing and the iron swing, and none of it, in my opinion, is really conscious. Now I get asked quite a lot, and a lot of the comments I get in the YouTube videos are, does this apply to the driver? Is this the same for the driver? Now, the first thing I want to say on that kind of area is yes. Basically, any golf swing we would make, or any changes we make to your golf swing, we would want that to apply to the driver. Now, there's only subtle differences between the driver swing and the iron swing, and none of it, in my opinion, is really conscious. Okay? What happens is, obviously, the ball's teed up versus the ball on the ground. So that makes a difference. It allows us to be able to adapt a slightly different technique at contact, more subconscious than it is conscious. So naturally, because the clubs are different in weight and length, you'll see here, and again I'm going to stand slightly further away from the golf ball with both of these golf clubs, that changes my spine position, which in turn will change my swing plane. My swing plane is more upright with an iron than it is with a driver. Now, if we talk about TrackMan numbers, for example, an average plane for an iron, a contact, a mid-iron, would be about 60 degrees, whereas a driver's 45. And if we look at clubhead speed, the average increase in clubhead speed for a driver versus a mid-iron is about 15, 16 mile an hour. So that has changes to how we would look physically when we hit the golf ball. Our body will shut down more with more speed than it will do with less speed. So, for example, if I have a golf swing that would early extend, if I do that at a faster speed, I'm going to early extend more, and my golf swing would look worse. Otherwise, we're having no conscious change. Now, there are some setup changes that automatically make a difference to our impact in terms of width of stance, ball position relevant to sternum, and obviously our posture, because we're slightly taller in posture, subconsciously again because of the length of the club. These things make a difference to us for sure, but as a conscious swing change, make no change for me. It will just let things naturally work their way into the driver as they would do with an iron. So let's lay that up a little bit more. So 7-9 I have here today, and we're going to have the 7-9 position for me in the center of the stance. Now whether we have a static ball position or a varied ball position is still in the center of the stance. So if I have the ball position opposite my left armpit, and then I narrow my stance, the position relevant to my ankles is still in the middle. Now if I have a ball position that's in the middle and the wider stance, the ball position is still in the middle. So it's a different process to get there, but we still want the ball position in the middle. And the relationship of our sternum and our golf ball, right, whichever way we do it, wants to be fairly matched. If anything, the sternum might be the back edge of the golf ball, but it's certainly round about where the ball is. Now a low point with a 7-9 is going to be after the golf ball, ideally because we're hitting 3 to 4 inches down in the ball, 3 to 4 degrees down in the ball, sorry. And with the driver, we're going to hit ideally 0 to 3 degrees up on the ball. And if any of you have seen my videos before, will know that hitting up on the golf ball with the driver versus hitting down will increase distance. Now, some of the best players in the world actually hit down on the ball slightly with the driver, but they have lots of speed. They don't need that extra distance, and that sometimes gives them a little bit more control. And you might well find they have 2 or 3 driver swings. As regards impact, they might hit like a cut drive where they hit more down on the ball, and that'll be more a safety drive. And they might hit a big bomb and draw, which might be hitting up on the ball more, and a standard one which might be around 0. Now for us normal golfers like myself, we want to try and just hit up on the golf ball, and we want to do that through a preset setup position and let everything else naturally happen. So getting back to the 7-9, we want this ball position in the center of the stance. We want our sternum over the golf ball. We want our weight 50-50 and a stance roughly shoulder width apart. Don't make any conscious change to be more upright or more flat. Just naturally let the arc of your swing take care of itself, predetermined by our setup. So again, let's just try 7-9 and we'll knock one away here. Okay. So just slightly hit down on the golf ball, slight bruising of the turf, pretty solid shot, and again mid-iron, pretty happy with that. So again, I'm not doing anything conscious in my golf swing. My swing thoughts are the same as they would always be, and when I go to the driver now, I'm going to do exactly the same. So the driver, as we said, it is teed up. So the fact that the ball is teed up is a help. We can now get the centre of the gravity of the club and centre of gravity of the ball matched whilst hitting up on the ball. With the iron, we have to hit down to do that. And again, off a tightish lie like a tee or a fairway, we have to hit down to match those up. If the ball's teed up, we can hit up on the ball for sure, or from semi-rough. So changes we will make. Ball position now is going to become left heel. Sternum is behind the ball. The stance is wider, which slightly softens our posture as regards our pelvis. It lowers us to the ground a bit more. Longer shaft makes me naturally a bit taller. Okay, so that's going to again encourage me to have a slightly flatter swing plane, but kind of this is still relative swing plane relevant to my spine as it is the iron. Okay, it just moves around my body the same way. Again, I'm not going to constantly try and hit up on the golf ball. I'm just going to try and feel that my sternum and ball position take care of that. So ball position forward, sternum head position take care of that. And again, swept the ball off the tee peg nicely. Now, some of the best players, heads will go backwards when they hit the golf ball. Again, I wouldn't say this is conscious. I think this is just a natural reaction to the ball teed up, the ball forward, and trying to generate speed and power. So I don't necessarily want you to do that consciously. Let's see what you do naturally first, and if we need to, you can add stuff in. So hopefully this has made sense, and the difference between the iron and driver swing is much more natural, and we don't have to do anything consciously. There's a difference in swing plane for sure. There's a difference in setup for sure. The swing plane is naturally created by the setup and the length of the club and the weight of the club and so on. Bear in mind, you're going faster, so your golf swing will look worse. Some people with less loft in the club and the longer swing, the longer shaft rather, will perform worse. Nothing wrong with that. It's a skill, and people who generally hit up on the ball more will be better with driver than they will do with irons. If that's you, then great. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please click like down below. It really helps my channel grow, and I really appreciate if you could do that. Thank you very much.